What's up, everybody? Bueller here, and today I wanted to cover the coin analysis. I posted this in my Discord chat, and we had talked about it the other night, but I wanted to break it down just because basically everything on this video will be covering from our swing strategy and the bigger time frame down to the smaller time frame where we cover our smaller time frame strategy. So I'll just get into it. So basically, what we look for in a stock that has good momentum is we want to have a base and some sort of pop over the 9 with rising volume. So basically right here, which this doesn't have an amazing base, I would prefer a double bottom or even a higher low. You can see we failed one more time, but I like the gaps though. We had two gap downs to show we were kind of in an oversold area because they did gap down, but we didn't move down excessively with amazing volume. We actually ended up moving down from this day to this day with lowering volume. So not an amazing show there. And then when we gapped up 1, 2, 3, 4 times in a row, you can see we've actually had 3 days rising volume, and then today's gap up led to a lowering volume day so far. So probably going to see a slowdown after today, but either way, it's still cool to see this chart. But as you can see though, rising volume closed over the 9. You have one here, but prefer this one just because it's more safe. And then basically I back it out, and I just want to get some more historical levels around this. So I'm going to come over here to this level over here just because it's a good double top before price broke out over here in October. And then I'm also, just because it's in the area, going to mark this resistance here. What I do is I like to mark emerging candles, the tops of my buyers. This was the top of the buyer from the left side. So here, here, and then you see I wouldn't mark any of these. I would wait. But as you can see though, over here, popping up into it, we have a good range now of where price is currently in. We can back out to the 4-hour just to get a couple more levels. And I'm going to mark the top of my buyer right here. I want to mark the low, the true low, and then I want to mark a main low, which you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have a lot of touches, so a very, very strong level. There's about 10 touches there. So 245, 250 level, very strong. And then basically looking over here, just like I did from left to right on the bigger time frame, I'm going to do the same thing, but on my buyers in the 4-hour. So I have a couple levels there, and then we're going to go into the smaller time frame and add our BB system. So I'll remove that, and we'll add our previous day high, previous day low, our pre-market high, and we already have our pre-market low mark, so we have everything marked. So knowing we have good bullish price action, and let's say you aren't someone who likes to swing trade, you wouldn't have taken this as an entry because you just don't like to swing trade, whatever. But you do like the momentum, so you put it on your list for the next day. What are you looking for? Or you are someone who did swing that, and you're just looking at how to analyze it in the morning. What do? You don't want to just take profits in the morning. You want to see how you can hold it. Well, here we have a good, just bullish opening, and honestly, the first 10 to 30 minutes is always going to be hectic and kind of indecisive for most of the time. So you want to take that with kind of a grain and just kind of look at it with an indicator or volume. And what I like to do is I like to look for lowering volume with my 9 EMA or with my levels. So as long as price holds 270.50 or the 9 EMA with lowering volume, I know that it's a good time to enter after the first few minutes of the market opening. So as you can see, we had the pop up, the return down. But what did we have here from this candle to this candle as it approached the 9 EMA? Lowering volume. That's also not just an indicator level. A really cool little thing that I do in my chat, and I do it in a lot of the streams, is I go from the point of initial breakout to the current high of day. So at this time, this was the high of day, the meat of the bone. So I'm going to mark from here to here, and then I'm going to mark about 50%. What I want to see is I want to see price try and hold this area. So about the 9 and about that level. You can see it held it here, held it there. It tried holding it here, and it pushed up again instantly with the bullish engulfing Marabuzzo. So very risky here because it did break the price action level, but it failed to break the EMA. Another cool level we marked too is the initial breakout and then the important candle. So in this case, you could have done both, and I technically do both for my chat, and then I just add like a little blue zone in between. But what you saw me mark on this second one is just marking the important candle. Since this is the candle that got us above 270.50, I just want to know what the 50% of that is. And then the current high of day. At that moment, it was about right there. So just that kind of area is where we want to see price hold with lowering volume. As you can see, candle to candle, we do have lowering, even if it's just a little bit. Next candle, we have almost rising, good candle close. So for those aggressive traders, this was actually your entry. For a little bit, other aggressive traders could have entered here. More passive traders, you're going to be looking for a close over this candle. So this was your entry for passive traders. Prefer to have rising volume. As you can see, lowering volume still worked out for this chart here. And then you can see after price kind of had that just weak push, it tried holding that exact same level again and the 9, and then ended up pushing even higher. We ended up taking a lot of our profits as it pushed up on this high, and then as it pushed up through here to 280, which if you have, let's say, 3 contracts, you should be selling 2 of them here, or here, sorry, and then selling your last one here or wherever your target is for your next chart. So always scale out and play small at first. I would definitely stick with 1 contract at a time. But just wanted to cover this because it kind of covers the bigger time frame stuff, the smaller time frame stuff, and just good volume analysis. So hopefully this video is useful to you guys or helpful, and let me know in the comment section below or leave a like. Thank you.